Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and Toyota used to be the beige appliance king, and I don't mean that as an insult. For decades, Toyota was the brand you bought when you wanted the car to outlive your dog, your marriage, and possibly the sun. Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander cars with the emotional temperature of a refrigerator, but with the mechanical integrity of a Swiss bank account. And then something weird happened. Toyota, the company that once looked at excitement and said, will that affect resale value, somehow became one of the only Japanese brands that remembered car enthusiasts actually exist. Honda gave us the Civic Type R, then immediately made every dealer act like it was a limited edition Rolex with a hatchback. Nissan gave us the new Z, which, yeah, cool, but also feels like it was developed by 3 people, a leftover Infinity engine, and a spreadsheet titled "Please Don't Spend Money." Mazda is still carrying the entire affordable roadster segment on its tiny, perfectly balanced back. Subaru is, well, still selling you the same argument in a different shade of blue. And Toyota looked around at the burning ruins of affordable fun and said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. GR86, GR Corolla, GR Yaris, Supra, and now, maybe, possibly, hopefully, dangerously, a new mid-engine MR2 style sports car. Yes, Toyota might accidentally save affordable fun again, and that sentence should not make sense because this is the same company that sells more beige crossovers than the human brain can process. But somehow, while everyone else is building 5,000-pound electric sadness pods with fake engine noises and 19 monthly subscriptions, Toyota is out here stuffing engines behind seats like it's 1991 and your uncle just discovered snap oversteer. And that is why this new MR2 rumor, or confirmation adjacent fever dream, matters, because the original MR2 was one of the most beautifully stupid ideas Toyota ever had. Take Toyota reliability, take a tiny 2-seat sports car, put the engine in the middle, sell it to normal people, then watch normal people discover liftoff oversteer in real time. The MR2 always has had poor man Ferrari energy, except the poor man also had a strong chance of meeting a tree sideways and explaining to his insurance company that technically, yes, the car did rotate 270 degrees, but it was handling beautifully right before the oak tree entered the chat, and that's what made it great. Hey guys, real quick, the giveaway for the Shelby and Supra in the $100,000 has ended, and well, the winners are being picked right now, but we're coming back bigger and badder and better. So click the link in the pinned first comment because like Rocky, who won the GTR, like Greg, who won the 100K, you can sign up to be notified and get 100 free entries once it goes live. So click the link down below, go put in your email, and I can't wait to show you what we have cooking. All right, back to the show. The MR2 was not trying to be practical. It wasn't trying to be a lifestyle crossover. It did not care about your golf clubs, your golden retriever, or your ability to transport one single adult human in comfort. It was like a wedge of chaos. And that is exactly what the car world is missing right now, because today, everything is either too expensive, too heavy, too digital, or too self-important. Sports cars used to feel like bad decisions that you could almost justify. Now they just feel like luxury watches with tears. I mean, the Nissan Z, it's cool, but by the time dealers finish sprinkling their little market adjustment Parmesan on top, you're basically financing nostalgia with a B6. The Supra, it's great, and I just gave one away, but half the internet still short-circuited it because it was BMW. Kinda. And the Miata, well, is perfect, but if you're over 6 feet tall, you don't sit in it, you wear it. The 718 Cayman was the pure driver's Porsche until Porsche looked at it and said, what if we made less noise and everyone got mad? And everything else is either $70,000, discontinued, automatic only, or weighs as much as a rental property. So when Toyota starts talking about a compact mid-engine sports car, people lose their minds because we are all starving. Car enthusiasts right now are like medieval peasants seeing bread for the first time in 6 months. Is that a small sports car? Does it have an engine? Is it under $80,000? Does the steering wheel still connect to something? And the craziest part is Toyota might actually be serious. I mean, Yazoo Racing has already been playing with the GR Yaris M concept, which is basically a mid-engine science experiment wearing a Yaris costume. Toyota has talked about using racing development to test the layout, the cooling, the handling, the balance, all this stuff that actually matters when you put the engine where the groceries used to go. And yes, the reports say this thing could be using a new turbo 4-cylinder, possibly the 2-liter G20E, which sounds like printer ink, but could be one of the most important enthusiast engines Toyota has made in years, because Toyota does not need to build a 700 horsepower MR2. Please, God, no, don't. This is how you create a cars and bids listing titled Lightly Damaged, where the car is in 6 different counties. A new MR2 does not need Hellcat power. It does not need Nürburgring lap record obsession. It doesn't need launch control that requires a terms and service agreement. It just needs to be light, it needs to be sharp, it needs to be kind of weird, you know? And it needs to make every overpriced sports car look slightly embarrassed, because that was always the MR2's job. The MR2 was never the fastest car in the world. It was never the most expensive. It was never a poster car in the mansion garage. It was the car that you parked behind the mansion, owned by the guy who fixes the mansion's owner's Ferrari, and somehow has way more fun. And guys, that is the magic. A mid-engine Toyota is funny because it feels kind of illegal. I mean, mid-engine layouts is supposed to be exotic car territory. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Lotus, McLaren. Stuff you see on Instagram parked outside a steakhouse with the caption, "Hard work pays off," posted by a guy who definitely rents it for the weekend. But Toyota is doing it. Well, Toyota doing mid-engines is like your accountant showing up for work in a cape. I mean, you're confused, but you're totally listening. And that is why the new MR2 could hit so hard, because Toyota has already rebuilt the enthusiast credibility in the weirdest way possible. The GR86 is still one of the best affordable driver cars on sale, period. Yes, the internet will argue about torque dips, RTV, oil starvation, and whether your uncle's clap 350Z is faster, but the GR86 is still a lightweight, rear-wheel drive, manual sports coupe in a world where even hot hatches are becoming luxury goods. I mean, the GR Corolla is basically Toyota taking a Corolla and filling it with Rally Goblin energy. 3 cylinders, turbo, all-wheel drive, wide fenders, angry noises. It's what happens when an economy car drinks 4 espressos and discovers violence. I mean, even with the BMW jokes, is genuinely good. It's fast, it's tunable, it's good looking, and annoying enough to start comment section wars, which is basically free marketing. So if Toyota adds a mid-engine sports car to the lineup, that's not just another model, it is a statement. That says Toyota is not just making enthusiast cars by accident. They're building a whole little chaos department inside the world's most sensible car company. And that matters because Toyota can do something most brands can't. They can make weird stuff feel safe enough for normal people to buy. That was the MR2 formula, a Ferrari layout, but Toyota reliability, a baby exotic, but with baby exotic maintenance. You get the vibes of a supercar, the repair bill of a Corolla, and the handling behavior of a caffeinated shopping cart on ice. Perfect. Now, obviously, there are reasons to be worried because every time we hear about affordable sports cars in 2026, we have to ask ourselves the obvious question. Affordable for who? A normal person? A YouTuber? A Porsche owner? A guy that says, just save up, bro, while living in his parents' investment property. I mean, because automakers love saying affordable and then the car starts at $49,999 before destination taxes, dealer markups, mandatory ceramic coating, nitrogen tires, window tint, and VIN etching, and also a $7,000 package called Performance Emotion Premium Plus. Suddenly, your affordable Toyota costs the same as a used Cayman. And now we're back arguing on Reddit like God intended. So Toyota has to be careful. The new MR2 cannot become a fake affordable car. It can't be some $65,000 collector bait GR special that dealers immediately lock behind velvet rope and finance managers named Kyle won't let you even fart in the front seat. It has to be attainable enough to matter. Maybe not cheap. Nothing is cheap anymore. I mean, a base Corolla now costs what a used BMW M3 used to cost if you squint hard enough and ignore maintenance like a true enthusiast. But the MR2 needs to feel like the people's baby exotic. That is the entire point. If Toyota builds a mid-engine car that only rich guys can buy as a garage decor, they missed the assignment. If Toyota builds this compact, lightweight, turbocharged, mid-engine sports car that normal-ish enthusiasts can stretch for, they win. They embarrass everyone because the car industry keeps telling us small fun cars don't exist anymore. They're just too expensive. They're too hard to engineer. There's too many regulations, not enough demand. Everybody wants crossovers, and maybe that's true on a spreadsheet. But enthusiasts are tired of being told that fun is dead by companies selling 12 different versions of the same SUV with different headlights. Toyota has the scale to do it. They sell enough RAV4s to fund a moon base. They can afford to let Gazoo Racing cook a little. And honestly, that might be Toyota's secret sauce right now. Toyota can be boring when it needs to be boring and completely unhinged when it counts. Make the Camry reliable, make the RAV4 print money, make the Corolla immortal. Then use the money to build a mid-engine goblin for car people that still think think a good Saturday involves tires, back road, and explaining to your girlfriend why the car only has 2 seats. That is the ideal version of a Toyota. Responsible parent Monday through Friday, absolute menace on the weekend. And there's something poetic about the MR2 coming back now. I mean, because the original MR2 represented a time when an affordable car still could be interesting, when automakers were willing to make strange little things just because they were cool. Tiny coupes, pop-up headlights, T-tops, weird engine layouts, cars with personalities instead of a screen size. A new MR2 would not just be nostalgia. It would be proof that the affordable sports car isn't completely dead. It would say that there's still room for lightweight, mechanical, focused fun in an industry obsessed with range estimates and 0 to 60 numbers that nobody can use without losing their license and half their security deposit. And no, it probably won't be exactly like the little old one. It might be hybrid tech, it might be all-wheel drive, it might be more expensive than we want. It might not even be called an MR2 because automakers love taking beloved names and then getting weird about it. I mean, Toyota could call it the GR midship concept performance mobility and motion device and then act surprised when everyone else just calls it an MR2 anyway. But the spirit, that's what matters. Small, driver-focused, mid-engine, Toyota-built, that combination is enough to make people actually care. And that's what Toyota has figured out better than almost anyone else right now. You don't need to sell millions of sports cars for them to matter. Sports cars give the brand soul. Nobody buys a Camry because Toyota makes a GR Corolla, but the GR Corolla makes Toyota feel less like a tax appliance company. Nobody actually needs the MR2. I mean, that's the point. Cars we want are the ones that make us do financially irresponsible math at 1:47 in the morning. What if I sell the daily, downgrade the phone plan, stop eating outside food, and explain to my family that mid-engine balance is technically an investment? That is the energy the MR2 brings back. And yes, the old MR2 had a reputation, especially the second gen. The internet acts like every SW20 was a death trap actively hunting teenagers. And yes, snap oversteer, it's real. And yes, putting a short wheelbase mid-engine car in the hands of people who learn driving from Gran Turismo and confidence from Mountain Dew was always going to create interesting insurance claims, but the danger is part of the myth. Modern Toyota, they can fix it. Stability control, better tires, better suspension tuning, modern chassis engineering, and they can make a mid-engine car that's playful without being a lawsuit generator. But hopefully they don't sand it down too much, because the worst thing Toyota can do is make an MR2 feel too safe. Not safe, not stupid, and not YouTube crash compilation by lunch, but alive. The GR86 works because it feels alive. The Miata works because it feels alive. The old MR2 works because even in normal speeds, you felt like you were driving something special, something with the weight balance, something with attitude, something that made a grocery run feel like you were qualifying for Monaco, except you were going to Costco and the Ferrari next to you is a base RAV4 with a dented bumper. That's what people want. Not more screens, not more weight, not more fake engine sounds named after planets, just a little car that makes you take the long way home. So yeah, Toyota might actually save affordable fun again, and the funniest part is they might do it by reviving the exact kind of car the industry keeps saying can't work anymore. A compact mid-engine sports car from Toyota in this economy, that is either genius, madness, or the final proof that Gazoo Racing has fully escaped containment. And honestly, good. Let them cook. Because if Toyota actually builds this thing right, if it's light, if it's sharp, somewhat attainable, and just stupid enough to feel special, it could embarrass a whole generation of overpriced sports cars, not by being faster, not by having more horsepower, not by having a carbon fiber emotional support diffuser, but by reminding everyone what made sports cars fun in the first place. A small car, a great layout, a willing engine, a driver who thinks they're better than they are, and a back road that's about to teach them humility. That is the MR2 formula, poor man's Ferrari, Toyota reliability, tree avoidance sold separately, and if Toyota brings that back, the car world might actually be fun again. So let me know, what do you think? Should they build the MR2? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe so we can hit 2 mil by the end of the year, and check out some of these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad Danger, this is Ideal, and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.